Local news in HD 1 hour earlier. This is your Fox 29 10 o'clock news.
Talking about being inside and trying to warm up, Fox 29's very own Suzanne Boyd had some pretty good seats today for the big event, but it was outside.
It was outside, and I think she was a lot colder than we were here. Suzanne's
Yes.
joining us live from Washington, D.C. with a breakdown of today's events. From your perspective, we miss you here, but it must be fun there, Suzanne.
Oh, it has been just a blast. And, you know, body warmers and hand warmers. I've been running around tonight, so I don't have my gloves on, but it is very cold here, a lot colder than it is in South Florida. I am ready to get back. But I will tell you that it has just been so much fun. I've met so many people from all over the country, you know, Florida, Ohio, New York. I met 2 women from California who basically decided 2 days ago to make the trip to Washington, D.C. to see the inauguration. They ended up getting tickets to like a kids concert, like an inaugural kids concert for their kids. They also got tickets to the inauguration, so a lot of people with a lot of luck and a lot of good karma around here. Now, I do want to introduce one of our local students that is in town in Washington, D.C. Her name is Chelsea Krost, and you may remember her. We did a story on her. She actually has her own radio show, Teen Talk Live. So, Chelsea, tell me, what's it been like here?
It's unbelievable. I mean, the opportunity of a lifetime, really. How many times do you get to witness the first African American being sworn into the White House? And I was lucky enough to be able to be hired, I guess, from the People to People program and asked me to be the youth reporter for the Washington trip. So not only am I reporting everything that I'm going to, from the memorials and the monuments to the museums, I actually got to witness the Washington inauguration for myself.
And you were telling me that you know, I sat in the seated area, which is kind of stuffy, but the mall was just, I mean, electric. So tell me what it was like to be there and standing on the mall.
I mean, I witnessed the definition of a mob today. I mean, you could not, you know, move, let alone breathe sometimes, but it was the positive spirit in the air that got you so excited. And it was just everyone's reaction and the crowd feeding off each other. It was like you were with your family standing in the mall, even though there was like a mass, millions and millions.
And the people chanting, Obama, and yes, we can.
I was there. I was doing it.
So what was the best part of your trip?
Definitely the inauguration this morning. I mean, I don't really think you can put a word on it, but once you're there and you actually witnessed it, I mean, the only thing is like magical, because you can't really describe what it's like to be witnessing history. And I got to do that this morning, and I don't know a lot of people, especially 17-year-olds, who get to do that.
Yeah. So, and you came with a bunch of friends or just people that you just met?
Well, I came with the People to People program, so that's kids from all over the country. There's actually someone from Ecuador on the trip.
Wow.
So I got to meet people from all over the country. I was making friends with tons of people around me. It's been an incredible experience.
It has. Are you flying back tomorrow?
I'm flying back Thursday.
Thursday. All right, so she gets an extra day. Back to you guys, Eric and Emily.
All right, Suzanne, thank you for that report, and we look forward to you coming back. But, you know, Suzanne, it's cold down here, too, so you're not going to be escaping the cold.
It is still cold here, exactly.
I know, I hear.
All right, thanks for that report. And
now, from your local news leader, covering Boca Raton, the Palm Beaches, and the Treasure Coast, this is CBS 12 News at 11.
Our Suzanne Boyd had a good seat for today's event. Suzanne joins us now live from Washington, D.C. with her perspective. Suzanne, tell us what it was like.
Well, Kurt, it was unbelievable. I mean, just from the moment I had to get into the gates, just the crowds of people, just to get into the security line, it was hours, 2 hours that I waited, and I was sort of near the front of the line. We also had just a sea of people on the mall. I mean, probably my best part, I had the seated seats, which were kind of the stuffy area, but the mall was where all the energy was, and I stood up on my seat and turned around so I could see all the people on the mall, and just the sea of people and people waving their American flags. It was unbelievable.
Suzanne, I grew up in the north, and I know that when it gets really cold, when it's freezing, people tend to just stop moving. But today on television, I just saw an energy in the crowd. What was that like?
Well, you know, I think, Kurt, that when you're, you know, the thing about this weather is when you're sitting down and you're stagnant, you do get cold, but when you're up and you're moving around, you know, you feel warm. And I think people were so excited to be here. And I mean, people came here You would not believe. I mean, people came here from California 2 days ago. They booked their flight and just decided they wanted to come. And there was just such an energy. You're right. And I want to talk a little bit about that with Chelsea Krost. She's our guest tonight. You might know her. She does a local radio show, Teen Talk Live in West Palm Beach. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi.
You were actually in the mall. So tell us what that was like.
I was in the mall, and I was kind of in the back of the mall, so I was where the really energetic and really full-spirited people were. It was unbelievable. Feeding off each other's energy was probably like the most exciting part, because when one person screamed, the entire person screamed. I'm sure all the way in the front you heard Obama, Obama, and that was me all the way in the back.
And yes, we can. Yes, we can. You know, Kurt was saying that it's so cold, but you don't feel that when you look at the video. It looks so warm because people are so alive. And, you know, you're a South Florida girl, but you felt alive.
I felt alive, but with my 7 layers and 2 layers and 3 layers of socks. But it was all worth it. It was totally worth it.
And Chelsea Krost is here with a group called People to People, and we want to thank them for driving her all the way here in this cold weather. Back to you guys.
All right, Suzanne, thank you, and stay warm. Well, doctors say